Hey everyone, and welcome back to today's YouTube video. Today I'm going to guide you through a beautiful seascape. I honestly can't wait to take you through this journey. Now, whether you've never painted before or whether this is the start of your journey, I want you to know that there is no pressure here. It is designed to help you switch off and relax away from the busy thoughts, away from the overwhelm, and into the present moment. So don't worry whether you've never painted before, because I'm going to guide you every step of the way. So let's get going, but before we do, please do me a favour, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That would mean the absolute world for me, or to me. Right, let's get going. So the paints you're going to need today are a little bit of red with some white. There's about 2 portions of white to 1 portion of red, and a little bit of blue and some white as well. When you've got them, give them a mix. Now them colours are mixed, it's time for the brushes. Today I'm using a 1-inch flat brush and a little Filbert brush. So as well as a little bit of your colours already on your palette, you'll want a little bit of blue as it is and some white as well. First of all, you want to take your big brush and dip it in a bit of water and just pop a little bit of that blue paint on your brush. Then, starting at the top of the canvas, we're just going to brush from left to right, like so, about 1/4 of the way down. Now, if you prefer much of a more textured base rather than a smooth base, you might want to do some nice thick painted brush marks. I'm going to do some nice smooth marks. Lovely. Now we want that paint on nice and thick so that when it comes to blending, the paint's still a little bit damp. Nice. Now we don't need to wash our brush at this point. We're just going to go straight in with some white paint on our brush, just like so. And we're just going to place that underneath. And then we're going to work that up into that blue. And you see how it forms a beautiful blend, but it's quite a rough blend, so it's leaving a few little ideas that there might be clouds there. So from left to right at the bottom, and we're going to work our way all the way to the top and back down. And you can do this as many times as you desire until you feel happy with your blend. Lovely. And when you've finished, you'll want to rinse your brush this time. And now we're going to go in with another scoop of white, this time with the clean brush. And we're just going to place that again underneath, so you should just be overlapping the halfway mark now. And once that's on, again, we're going to brush that up all the way to the top and then all the way back down to the bottom. Just feel that brush glide on that canvas. Really start to relax into placing that paint down. This is a bit where there isn't too much thought. We're just moving our brush back and forth, placing that white over that blue. Lovely. Okay, now it's time to rinse our brush and let this dry for a little bit. So now we're going to move on to the sea. I want you to take that same big brush. You can use a Filbert brush if you prefer at this point, or a smaller brush. And you're just going to dip your brush into a little bit of that blue paint just as it is. And we're just going to go ahead and just under the halfway mark, we're just going to draw a little line. Now don't be afraid of overlapping your paint at this point. That's going to help soften up that harsh blue. What we're going to do now, we're going to paint on the rest of the excess of the blue paint that's on our brush onto the canvas. So I'm just going to paint from left to right, just a little strip, like so. I'm just going to bring that as far down as it will go until we start to lose that paint. Now, using the same brush, with no need to wash it, we're just going to dip it into a little bit of our light blue paint, and starting from about halfway, just want to brush that paint down until there's only a quarter of the canvas left bare, and then we're going to bring that paint up again, up all the way to the top, blending these colours together. Now what you'll start to notice is that you're getting light blue flashes and dark blue flashes together. So all we need to do now is keep incorporating dark blue and light blue to give it a sense of depth and to give the water some layers so that it's not one block of colour. So using the same brush, I might just dip into a little bit of my darker blue paint, and I might just create a few little lines horizontally left and right, more towards the back than the front, just like so. And then I'm just going to use my brush to blend that out, using the belly of the brush, a big flat bit. Lovely. Nice. Now we're going to move on to the sand. Just going to rinse my brush, make sure you do the same. Now for the sand, we're going to add a different spin onto it. We're going to create a pink sand, a beautiful, soft, warm sand, without leaning towards the yellows and the oranges and the browns. So take a little bit of your paint mixture, which is the pink colour that we mixed earlier. I just want you to paint that in just where that blue has finished. Just as it is, just give your brush a little bit of a wiggle. Place that dark pink on. Now you'll notice it is very vibrant. So now what we're going to do, you guessed it, we're going to take a little bit of white on our brush, and we're going to pop that underneath, and we're going to start blending that up into the pink. Now you can go all the way down with this white because there's not much canvas left, and we want to blend the two together. You might want to give your brush a bit of a wiggle at this point, just to get them colours nicely blended. You might even want to add some more of them pinks in. Like so. Lovely. Now the trick is we want it to be a little bit darker near the water to show that it's a little bit wetter. So you've got two things you could do. You could add more white to the lighter area, which is the bottom half, or you could add more pink to the upper half. I'm going to add a little bit more white to the bottom. And I'm just going to brush my brush left and right, like so. Blend that in, and I'm gonna add a little bit of pink as well because I might have gone a bit too far up. There we go. Lovely. Now the thing with this painting, we don't want it to dry too much. We want to keep the layers quite damp. So we're going to go back to the sky and we're going to rinse our brush before we get going. But we're going to add some nice colour to that sky now. So for the sky, you might want to switch up to a smaller brush. This is where I'm going to start using my Filbert brush. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to dip half my brush into the pink mixture and half my brush into the white mixture. So what I've done now is I've just dipped half my brush into the white mixture and half into the pink mixture. Now let's get painting some clouds. So using this brush, I'm just going to gently swoop my brush from left to right. And you can have the white facing down or up, it's entirely up to you. And from the horizon, I'm going to brush up this paint to create sort of like a dramatic sky. Go. The more we blend, the more this will start to work in and look nice and natural. I'm just going to go at the other side with some more. Big swooshes of paint. And don't worry if you pick any blue paint up because the sky is blue, so that will just be peeping through. Lovely. So once you've got that nice pink on and that nice white, we're going to now take a clean brush. And we're just going to start blending that out. So you want to start at the edges and gently brush your brush from left to right. And you can even change direction a little bit. Whatever direction you want your clouds going in, that's the way your brush is going to be guiding your paint. I have some horizontal movements going on, some nice pointed curves. And with the excess, I'm just going to get some at the top of the sky. So now we've got some nice reds in the sky. There might be areas you want to tone down or you want to cover up. So I'm going to show you how to do both. The first one is to tone some areas down that you're just quite not happy with. You're going to use a nice clean brush with a little bit of white paint. And then you're just going to brush your white paint on top of the areas you want to tone down and really work that colour into the white. Just like so. You might even want some white clouds. This will just soften the colour underneath, but also it will have some beautiful white moments where your cloud is a little bit brighter, where you might want to leave them in. It's entirely up to you. I'm now going to blend mine out horizontally a little bit, just to soften that up, so it's a little bit more natural. So let me show you how you can cover areas up if you're not happy. So to cover any areas up, you want to take a little dot of your blue paint that we mixed earlier with the white, and you're just going to pop that where you want to cover up your areas. That can be anywhere, and then clean your brush off. And now we're going to blend this in with our brush. You want to start on the edges and then work your way in. And it creates some nice pockets in the clouds just where that sky is peeping through. Just like so. Lovely. There's bits where I just moved my horizon line, so I'm just going to pop that back in areas. Feel free to do the same if your paint wasn't quite dry. Lovely, now we're just going to lighten up that sea in areas to show a little bit of foam, to show a little bit of waves. To do this, I'm going to use the light blue and some white, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix in a little bit of white to that light blue there, like so, just so it becomes lighter. And that's just a little bit softer than using white. So now with my brush, I'm just going to paste that on where I want it to be, and then we'll get blending. At the back, you might want to do thinner marks, and as you come towards the front, the marks will be a bit more sporadic and a little bit thicker as we get closer. Lovely. Now let's blend this in with a clean brush. And all I'm going to do with my clean brush is just guide it over the marks from left to right to soften them. Like so. So again, it becomes more natural. What we want to do is we want to add a little bit of water that's overlipping the sand. To do that, I'm going to take a little bit of pink and a little bit of blue, and I'm going to mix them together. Now this will be the blue with the white added. You want 50-50 with your portions, and give that a mix. And also we're going to add some white to this. Nice big scoop of white. Perfect. Lovely. Now with this colour, we're just going to glide it left to right over that dark area and back into the blue. Just to show that the sea is coming in a little bit. Once you've made them marks, again we're going to blend it in using that same technique. I'm just going to clean my brush off and we'll get going. So here we go, we're just going to blend out. So with the clean brush, we're just going to blend out from left to right very quickly. We don't need to be too gentle about this. That water coming into sea, and now we're going to add some light blue to show that some of them waves are coming in again. You might want to get the edge of that. Maybe there's a bit of foam. And again, you'll want to blend them in as you go. And now we're going to use a little bit of white, and we're going to get some really nice poignant white marks in where the sea is quite foamy, the waves are just lipping over and they're really standing out. So I'm going to use my Filbert brush for this. And we're just going to do the front half of the sea, not the back half. And again, we'll blend that in. And of course, we're going to have to create some shadows. So using the blue with the white added, the very first mixture we created, I just want you to go under the lip of each wave so that we can just show that it's lifting. There's a bit of shadow as well as light to give it dimension and to give it shape. And then just keep repeating that process. Add your white waves in, add your shadow in until you're happy with your sea and how it looks. There we have a beautiful painting of a sea. I hope you enjoyed this as much as me today. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you on the next video.